Hey everybody, Chris with Creative Home Audio. We were invited out to Brenda and David Bott's house for the reveal of their home theater room. Let's go inside, we'll check it all out, show you all the details.
Hey Chris.
Hey David, how are you doing, sir?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you for the invite.
Welcome back to the house.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Now, hey everybody, I am David. My wife Brenda's behind the camera. We have Chris's wife here too doing camera work, so in case you see people walking around with cell phones, you know what they are. But anyways, this is our home. Brenda and I lived on the road for the last 9 years in a motor coach, and we decided to settle down again. Just so you know, one of the things we were looking at, as I told Chris when I first met him, found him online, by the way, on his Facebook page and Google reviews. So, anyways, Creative Home Audio. Any case, found Chris, and I originally hired him because we needed the cable of the house. Because this is a 30-year-old house, and we needed to figure out.
We'd update things.
Yeah, we needed to update things, exactly. And so I hired Chris originally for cabling. Well, that then expanded into my passion of home theater and audio video equipment. Being a co-founder of AVS Forum, if any of you know who that is, avsforum.com, audio video science. Video and audio is a passion of mine. So we had it, that was one of the first projects we started. And we bought the home. Every home we looked at before we bought, we looked to see about where we could put a theater.
Right.
Yeah, because it was important to us.
And had us come out and do a consultation.
Yeah, Chris came out and we looked around too after we got the house. And what turned out, Brenda and I don't dine, so dining rooms don't work for us. We ended up turning a dining room into a home theater, a state-of-the-art home theater. So we'll get to that in a moment. But let me show you what Chris did for us to start off. So the whole intent originally was this. Networking. So all these cables Chris and his team laid throughout the house and the property. And that a lot of that is for the security system, the camera system that we put in for security purposes for the house. So that's how Chris and I first met, is I needed to get this done. I needed to be able to run cables throughout the house, and so Chris and his team was able to come in and do this for us. Which then, of course, the last thing you did, we got the monitor in here, right?
Yeah.
With the security camera. So
but that wasn't good enough.
No, it wasn't.
Never it was.
No, because I can't see what's going on out there if I wanted to.
Right.
So just follow me real quick here. So the last thing that Chris did was install this television here in our kitchen. And we can now display our video cameras on here going across using an Ethernet cable. We use an Ethernet, so we converted HDMI to Ethernet, and then it reconverts here for your signal. But the advantage of doing it is the equipment that Chris had selected, helped me select for the theater, also allowed me to do a second zone off of the Denon receiver. The best part about this is not only is it for our security cameras like it's being used right now, but when we're watching a movie, or more importantly football, in the theater, if we walk into the kitchen, we can have that simulcasted in here and we don't get an audio issue.
David makes a great pizza, by the way.
Yeah, I made pizza for Chris. So anyways, the idea here is we can be in the kitchen and we can watch whatever is on in the theater without missing a beat. Before we would pause, Brenda would go out to get something or whatever, and but now we can still be in here preparing food, whatever, and have the same audio and video as the theater without any delay, so there's no echo. So that was very important. And Chris had to come up with a way to do all this, including power the TV. And he was able to do so with our crawl space access. Yeah. So now let's show you what ended up coming of all of this, out of all of this. In any case, welcome to our theater. Welcome to the Nebula Theater. You're looking at a 145-inch screen. Screen currently playing 4K off an NVIDIA Shield, and the projector is a 4K laser projector called 4Movie, which is actually right down here. It's not behind us like in normal theater. It's up front, and it's a short throw, an ultra short throw projector. So this is the whole room in the layout.
We got KEF towers.
Bren?
We've got KEF subwoofers, dual 12-inch powered subwoofers to equal out the bass frequency in the room. KEF center channel, another KEF tower, and then you have your KEF bookshelf series as your surrounds, fully encompassing the 9.2 surround sound system that's in the room.
Chris, 9.2.2.
9.2.2, I stand corrected, as we have two in the ceiling.
Ceiling speakers.
So this gives you full Atmos reproduction audio.
So the room was finished, and I'll flip through some photos of the build process that we went through. That Chris helped. Everything from putting tape on the walls to figure out the screen, to where the cables are going to be run and how they're going to be run. You're probably seeing some of these photos now as I'm inserting them. We're doing all this ad lib. I told Chris he had to come over so I can do a video for him because I was excited how the room turned out. Even the acoustic panels are custom done. What you're looking at, and we call it the Nebula Theater because you're looking at a shot from almost 3,300 light years away, taken by my friend Michael Kidd over a number of days or nights. He shot this, compiled this image of the nebula, and the Lowers Nebula it's called, and we made acoustic panels out of them from our friends from acoustic innovations. Yes, I'm just jeez.
No worries.
Acoustic innovations made the panels for us. So these are shots of the nebula. The other shots that you might see on the walls, that's actually what you would see if you look out our windows. So looking out our windows, that's our front yard. So these are tree shots in the fog that we ended up using because we wanted to bring Earth and space together. That was at least the concept of the room. So this is fun. What was that?
The blackout shades.
Oh, yeah.
So this was an idea that David came up with, as they don't really make anything that's perfect for this type of scenario. Obviously, converting a dining room into a theater room isn't an everyday occurrence. So anyway, got windows here, which used to be adjacent to a dining room. But David added blackout shades and then trimmed those to thoroughly black out the room for image reproduction quality on the screen. As most of you know, if you don't, a big problem with most projectors is overcoming ambient light. And in order to do that, you have light rejecting screens, laser projectors, but also the need for blackout curtains or shades if you have windows present in the area. To give a little duplication of that or explanation, or what should I say?
Here's your contrast difference.
A little contrast.
We got some lights on in the room right now, but we still have an image. Now this is a dark image. It's a night scene.
But as you can see, it's kind of washed out looking.
But now if we kill the lights like it's intended to be when we watch a movie, you can see everything just pops. This is a Stewart Studio Tech 100 film screen. This is a one game screen, totally neutral. It's a pure screen. It's a pure fabric. This is the actual materials they use in movie theaters around the country.
Keeping in mind, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we're shooting this, so
yes.
To give you an idea of how dark this room is in relation to how bright it is outside, there's a little bit of light leakage through the cracks, sides. But there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
Yeah, and Chris, you bring up the light leakage on the sides there that they can see, And the reason you can see that light leakage there is because you're at an angle.
Right.
With the rubber covers around the window treatments, none of that is portrayed on the screen at all because the light doesn't bend.
Right.
So it's
unless it's in fiber optic.
That's true. So in any case, let's talk about some of our
Well, your stage.
Our construction
You
stuff.
constructed the stage and lightly fitted that to make sure all the wires were hidden and everything was at the proper heights.
Staging was important. We had to have a stage only because we needed to get the speakers up a little higher. But most important was the projector. We needed it because of the screen size and where it needed to be. We needed to bring the projector up. As you can see, we got the stage at a certain height. That's only for aesthetics. And then we have lifts in the same color out of the same indoor-outdoor carpet that we have on the stage to raise the projector up to the ideal level that it needs, which is for the screen size itself. If that screen was to be smaller, that projector would slide in further. But since we have a 145-inch diagonal, 16 by 9 screen, this is what we have. This is how we basically worked it out. Because we worked it out this way, I used 0 keystone. For those of you who don't know what that is, a keystone is a digital correction in a projector in order to fit a screen. So you're correcting the ins and outs, the trapezoid of the image itself, which degrades the image. Most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but it does. So we were able to work out the calculations to set this properly without using any keystone whatsoever, which gives us full use of the panel, the projection panel, without any distortion whatsoever, which is great. So in any case, it all comes down to what you're looking to spend and what you're looking to do. We didn't have to do all the acoustical panels, for example. We could have got away with some, but the room is all wood ceiling and hardwood floors, drywall walls.
An acoustical nightmare.
It was a what they call a live room. It was echoey. It was live. Now it's a dampened room, and even right down to choosing, because this is an opening here.
Get out of the way so you can see.
Yeah, this is the opening to the rest of the house. But right down to the drapes we use, these are acoustical drapes, and we didn't go with just one drape. We actually went with a double to line it. So there's 2 drapes hung side by side in order to dampen the sound like the soundboards do. Now it's really nice though because even in the evening time when it's dark, we open these up. We have tiebacks for them right here, and it makes a really nice look. And then, as we mentioned before, we don't dine, but the kitchen is right here. So that gives us access to our kitchen whenever we need it. And it now has become one of the most used rooms in the house, is this room.
Great.
So Chris, what do you think about seeing if we can do some audio demos?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Chris, we're going to try to do an audio demo here between using this is the Denon 3800H receiver, and the room has been calibrated with their built-in Odyssey system with the mic that comes with it, and then we're going to switch over and we're going to try Dirac and show you the difference between the two. We're hoping you're going to be able to hear a clear difference, literally in the voices and the dialogue, but also the low end and this. You probably won't be able to hear the spatialness, but at least you should be able to hear a difference in the room calibrations of the 2 different technologies. So we're going to start here with doing the opening sequence to The Greatest Showman, and this is in full Dolby Atmos, and here we go. Again, this is Odyssey.
This is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore, taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore, taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind.
So we're hoping, Chris, would you say that you can hear a definitive difference in regards to the audio between the two different segments?
Oh, it's a night and day difference, David. It really brings out the vocals, the clarity, the depth of the actual acoustics that you're listening to. Odyssey is a baseline calibration, but it's very muddy, as we would say in the audio world, when it comes to bass. Your mid-range is muddy as well. It's not clear, it's not distinct, there's no separation, and your high frequencies are almost non-existent. Once you go to Dirac, it obviously opens everything up and gives you the full spectrum of all of the frequencies, so the speaker's actually working more efficiently with the signal that's being sent to it to give you a better sound. And I really think that that's just a must-have in anybody's theater room.
Well, Chris, I thank you for your time and effort, and with you and your team of helping put this room together. The cabling was a big portion of this room, which you guys did, and you cleaned up your messes and everything that were made as we went along.
There was a few.
It always happens. But I thank you for helping me with this project and finally making it come to be what it is today.
Well, as we say at Creative Home Audio, we bring entertainment to life.
I wanted to at least show you, give you and hopefully potential customers an idea of what you could do with a room that is not made to, fit a specific purpose. Like when people build homes nowadays, they build homes with rooms dedicated for theaters, or home cinemas if it's a dedicated room. It's a home cinema, in my opinion. This room is a home theater because it serves multiple purposes. But we've made it the best. We made it like it is based on suggestions and uses of different technologies. So, in any case, I'm Dave Bott, and I welcome Chris and his wife into our home. And not only did I put my trust into Chris to run all the cabling, networking, and sound and audio and what have you, but he also helped me select some of the gear that was used in it, and I thank you for your time and effort and all of that.
Thanks for having us, David. We really appreciate it. It's been great. It's been a fun experience.
Sorry this is such a long video.
Yeah, well, you can't just take a TikTok and make it happen. So
yeah, okay. Hope you all appreciate it. Take care. Keep safe.
Thanks, guys.